very much on his doorstep. Natwest tried to look for positives, and could only find the sun, miraculously present in the sky. There was some pleasure in the warmth on his face, and the way the light generated interesting shadows and odd Rorschach shapes across the surface of the road. His door was one of dozens that lined the street, here in this unexceptional Midlands town, in which he'd spent the entirety of his short life, and which he now desired more than anything else to leave. On the other side of the road, Natwest spotted an attractive woman waiting patiently while her slobbering German shepherd took a large dump on the pavement. Despite the breed of dog and the heat of the morning sun, the woman had chosen to dress the animal in a rainbow sweater, and while Natwest expressed his disapproval by imperceptibly shaking his head, the dog expressed its gay pride by staring him in the eyes as it confidently emptied its bowels. He waited for her to do the honourable thing and remove the excrement from the footpath, and yet the moment the dog finished its business, the woman turned up her collar and started off down the road. Natwest could have left it there, gone back inside, and resented her for a little while before returning to his own problems, but he noticed something shiny and potentially expensive fall out of her pocket. His first instinct was to punish the woman for the offending turd, but after a few seconds his better nature prevailed, and he crossed the road to retrieve the fallen object for her. He was disappointed to discover that it was the shiny wrapper of a chocolate bar, and that the woman was too far away for him to complain. The front of the wrapper depicted a slender penguin, and Natwest's art brain immediately connected the image with Van Eyck's Arnolfini portrait, as the penguin's dark coat of feathers unquestionably resembled that of the eponymous Italian merchant in the revered 15th century oil painting. Anyway, he thought it was an overrated work of art, the Arnolfini portrait, not the penguin chocolate bar, and it was impossible to take it seriously because of the freakish canine at the bottom of the picture, apparently meant to symbolize loyalty. "Oi! Clean up your dog shit! You can't leave it on the pavement like that!" The man's voice had come from one of the houses in front of him, and Natwest searched the windows for its source. "Don't just stand there! Clean it up, mate!" And now the voice came from a different direction. "I can't!" Natwest shouted into the ether. "It wasn't my dog!" "You're standing right by it! I don't see anyone else!" "But it wasn't me!" The voice laughed then, and replied in booming, mocking tones, "I hope it wasn't you!" "I mean, it wasn't my dog! I don't even own a dog! This has nothing to do with me!" But there was more laughter, and soon Natwest found himself screaming at the houses, "Why don't you come down here and clean it up yourself? How about that?" This last comment appeared to silence the complaints, for there was the sound of a window closing, and then an eerie quiet. He glanced down at the turd on the pavement, only for a second, and returned inside without cleaning it up. Back in the hallway, he checked the confirmation email from Royal Mail. He removed the phone from his pocket in a beautifully fluid motion, but the device was so thin, was it usually this thin, that it slipped from his hand. He always expected it to fall in slow motion. Instead, it collided with the wall and bounced onto the floor, adding a sizable crack to the center of the screen. He cursed the slimness of his phone and the weakness of his grip, then swiftly pledged to buy a phone case later that day. He opened the mail app. Apparently, the package had been delivered this morning, Friday, 17 September, at 9:24 a.m. But it was 11 a.m., which meant someone was lying. In despair, he leant against the floral print in the hallway, and his eyes followed the lilies that climbed the opposite wall towards the white, blank ceiling. He noticed it was the same lily design.